What's up guys, Reefer NYC back with another video. Today we are talking about the cycle and what's going on with the tank and the tank move and transfer and all that kind of good stuff. And maybe some other stuff that I want to discuss in this video. But basically we are on day 3 of the cycle. Put in some live rock with some exenias on them. Also put in the bacteria, the Fritz turbo start. Put in the nitrogen cycle from Algae Barn. Like I said, extra live rocks that I have in here, some bio bricks that I had in my other tank. Just have them in the display because the sump wasn't ready, but now the sump's ready, I can put the bricks down into the sump. But yeah, we're just waiting. It's a waiting game right now. The ammonias are pretty high and the nitrites are pretty high, so hopefully in a few days it'll start going down and then we can start transferring over to livestock from my tanks. But yeah, I want to talk about these return pumps, the return nozzles that I have on here. These are the standard Waterbox ones that they give you in the packaging. But every build that I have or done, I usually replace them with VCAs. So let me pan over this way. So VCA was kind enough to send these over for me. These are the 1/2 inch random flow generators, as you can see here. These are 3D printed. I've used these on all my tanks, super happy with them. Even on my 55, these are random flow generators as well. You can see from the turbulence up there that it's not a constant flow. So like, that's why they call it random flow generator. You can see the flow hitting the surface and everything. There's tons of flow in there. So obviously going to be using these on my water box. We got the dual returns, so one on the left, one on the right. These are all the connectors. These are the lock lines. This connects to the return pipe in the water box. So these are easy to install. They also sent me their defroster cups. These are for when you have, what is it called? The frozen foods, put in here, and then all you're left with the proteins with them, for the tank, instead of the water and everything. They also sent me this adorable keychain of an RFG. So I'm gonna be putting that on my keychains for sure. But yeah, highly recommend using the VCAs. I have them on all my tanks. They're not expensive at all. So definitely a quick upgrade to your tank, especially if you want that random flow in your tank. Next up, I wanna talk about just the plans for the sump. The sump's looking good. It looks really clean, but also trying to figure out my skimmer situation and my pumps. Currently running the Simplicity 1600 DC return pump. Really good, really quiet, no problems there. I also have the Simplicity skimmer as well, which is in this box. I haven't set that up because you don't set that up when the cycle is happening, so kept it in box, just cleaned it really quick before putting it into my tank. So once the tank is cycled, then that's when you turn on the protein skimmer. So no need to put that in yet, so just having the tank cycle in there. Like I said, these are the Amazon lights that turn on. I know a bunch of you guys asked me which ones they were, link in bio, so you can pick them up yourself. But yeah, stay tuned. We're probably going to continue on with the cycle. Next couple clips will probably be like tomorrow or Friday or whatever. And just telling you where my levels are. This is, like I said, this is day 3 of the cycle. We have some live rock and some bio cubes and other stuff in there. So fingers crossed that everything goes as planned. Hopefully by Friday I can transfer stuff over here. But if the levels are reading high still, then we just give it another week. No big deal. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, so we are on like day 4 of the cycle. Tank is still doing its thing. Just tested right now. We are at about, I'll say either like a 1 or 2 ppm, which is great. Yesterday it was definitely darker than this, so it was either a 4 or 8 yesterday. So glad to see the numbers are dropping for ammonia, and just let it do its thing. You know, we can't really rush a cycle. You can if you want to make mistakes, but obviously just take your time with the cycle. There's nothing going on. Like I said, I put in some live rock. I put in some live bio cubes in here. The xenias are still alive in here with no light. So yeah, there's some live rock seeded in here. 5-day cycle, probably not. Maybe a 6 or 7-day cycle probably will happen. So stay tuned. Once we have the cycle all set, I will come back and that will be the next clip. Alrighty, so we are at day 5 of the tank cycle. Got some really good news. Look where we're at. We're seeing, let's see. I can almost confidently say that we're at like 2.5, almost 0. Maybe I'm colorblind, but it looks like a 2.5. So yesterday we were at like a 1 or so. Today we're at a 2.5. Tomorrow should be 0. And then we can start transferring everything over. I still gotta test nitrites and nitrates. Yesterday I saw nitrates at like maybe 10 or 20. And then nitrites were still in the 1 ppm. So let me test that today. Hopefully it's lower. So fingers crossed on that. I'll probably update you on that as well once I start doing the test. But yeah, these are the API test kits, as everyone has. Basically use them when the beginning of your cycle, and then you just set it and forget it later on. But tank is moving. I moved the bio blocks down into the sump. Everyone was asking me like, why do you have it in display? What are you doing with that? Everyone thought it was like some sort of like hack or like speed hack on how to get like bacteria onto your rocks and stuff. Like, no, it's not. It was just because my sump didn't have water when I first set it up. So I threw all the blocks in the display. Didn't really matter. You're still cycling the tank, so you can just put it wherever you want. But like I said, I have some live rock pieces in here from my previous tanks. So those help speed up the process as well. But I used the Algae Barn Ultimate Cycle Kit. I followed the instructions. And yeah, we're pretty much at day 5 and the ammonia is almost gone. I could say that it is gone, but let's just keep it an extra day or two. And then we'll be in good hands as far as putting livestock in here. But yeah, stay tuned. All right, so we're on day 6 of the cycle. Pretty much everything is looking good. Ammonia was at 0. Nitrates were hovering around like 2 or so, and nitrates were about 10 or 5. So we're pretty much good to go. So at this point, you want to do like a 10 to 20% water change on your cycling tank. And once you're good to go, retest again to see what those levels are at. I'm pretty sure, 100% sure on the 7th day, which is tomorrow, that I'll be good to go to transfer over a lot of the livestock. I'm going to transfer over some of the livestock today, hopefully. But right now, just making some water and doing water change. I took out the mangroves that were in the bottom. They are now currently in this tank. But yeah, this tank's looking good. We had some tester corals in here. I can see Recordia and mushrooms in there. The Xanias are still alive in there. Obviously, they'll do a lot better once you get some lights on here. I'm going to be transferring over the Kessel for now, but going with some different lights. One thing I noticed is that the Kessel mount actually doesn't work. A single mount doesn't work for the Waterbox because this bar right here, which separates the 2 nozzles, it doesn't fit with that mount. So I can't put a single mount in the back. It'll hit it and it's not enough space to put it there. So that's unfortunate. So definitely going with them. Either go with a different mount or different lights, because the single mount does not work for this water box in particular. But yeah, tank's looking good. No issues on the sand. Coraline's still alive on this rock. This is one of the live rocks. That's another live rock that I had transferred over some live rocks from this tank. But yeah, it's looking good. Stay tuned. We're gonna hopefully get some livestock in next, but we'll see. Maybe this video is more about the cycle rather than a full transfer. But yeah, stay tuned. All right, we are on day 7 of the cycle. It's pretty much done. It's been reading these numbers for the past like 2 or 3 days, so time to transfer over some fish into the tank. Just took the lid off. All the fish are in there. So yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully we can get these guys out of here sooner rather than later. But it should be pretty straightforward. But yeah, stay tuned. All right, after the first 10-20 minutes, managed to pull over some of the coral. Got majority of the fish in there. Missing 2 wrasse that are in this tank still, so waiting for that. Fish are already eating, so that's a good sign. But yeah, went pretty smooth. We had 2 jumpers that went to the floor, but managed to just pick them up and throw them in. All good from there. Stay tuned once I figure out how to transfer over the anemone and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be good to go on this tank move. Stay tuned. All right, we are on day 9. As you can see, there's no other tank here besides this one. So day 9, all the fish are moved over. All the corals were moved over from the other tank, which were basically nephias and some leathers. I threw in some torches on top, as you can see. So yeah, day 9, all the fish are in. The anemones are in. Basically the second day after I put everything in, everybody's looking good. No deaths, or no anything like that. No ick issues. All the anemones are still alive in there. All the fish are eating. They've explored all the locations of the tank, which is awesome. Clownfish have taken up residency on this side of the tank, while the anthias are on that side. The purple tank stays on this side too, and also the blue tank stays under this rock in this little cave, which is cool. But yeah, gonna start transferring over some of the corals from my small tank. But otherwise, yeah, the tank transfer was a success. No issues, no leaks or anything like that, or major problems. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, which took a span of a week, since dosing bacteria to finally transferring everything over. Like I said, it might not be the same as your cycle, since I did use previously used rocks and biomedia, but supposedly if I didn't do that, it would have cycled faster. Who knows? But I like to put in some old rocks like these. These are from my old tank, so might as well add some extra bacteria that's been established from another tank. But yeah, tank is looking good. Starting to install a lot of equipment. The Hydros X4 and the XP8 right there. Simplicity skimmer. We also have the Simplicity DC pump. That's a 12-gallon reservoir tank. But yeah, waiting for my lights, my new lights to come in. Maybe in about a week or so. I'll probably do another update video once I get those in. Probably do another update video once I have more corals in here and maybe new fish inhabitants. So basically, if you please suggest which fish I should add into this tank or take out of this tank. But yeah, let me know. I might replace these clowns with smaller fish. Even the hippo tank might replace for a smaller one. But otherwise, the tank's looking really good. Really like the dimensions of the tank. Everyone's swimming around everywhere. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. This has been the cycle video. This is part 3 of many. So stay tuned as we start put more inhabitants, more corals and fish into this tank. But yeah, stay tuned and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.